Okay, this is a little different. There's no drumming involved in this lesson. This is number 5, Uncle Joe's drum set. Really going to start you off by showing you the Shudio. This is where all the magic happens. Got my drum set there. We have a $3 Voodoo come over every week to rehearse. I'm just going to go around the room here. We've got a small little amplifier, guitar amplifier for Leonard. Got some supplies over here and different kinds of percussion instruments. I've got 3 Latin percussion congas here, and I've got my cymbals, different range and kinds of cymbals. I'm going to go over those when I get on the drum set. And got my drum set over here. I'll go over that in more detail. As you can see, I've got a laptop that I use to make lessons and take lessons. Also got a Simmons powered speaker here that I use for a variety of things. Metronome sound comes out of that. I can hook a microphone up to it. I can hook music up to it. So I've got some extra drums in their cases over here. Here's some flyers from the Blue Devils band that I was in for about 6 years. Some more drums. And here's, I have to show you this one of these days. These are my awards from Culver Military Academy. Then we got a public address system, or a PA system over here that powers some speakers in the room for music and different sorts of things. Got my turntable there, my albums down there. Some other equipment over here. You can see these speakers in the corners over there. Those are Yorkville public address PA speakers. I've got a couple of timbales sitting on top of those. So that's the Shudio. All right, now I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the drum set. This is a Drum Workshop drum set. It's DW is the initial. This is a collector series made in the United States of America, in California. They have a yellow with gold sparkle lacquer. There's about 10 layers of paint or lacquer on these drums. These are the finest drums made. With all the drums comes hardware. The hardware are all the stands that I know you guys have that hold the drums and hold the cymbals. You can see these stands and how complicated they are. There's different ways of arranging the cymbals. I guess the next big part of the drum set is the cymbals. There's a variety of cymbals. I'm going to go over those in detail. You've also got the throne. It's not a chair, it's not a stool, it's a throne. And that implies that you are the master of the contraption set. I guess the other parts of hardware that are important to note is the hi-hat stand, which holds the hi-hat cymbals. And then we have the kick drum pedal, which is very important. I use Janus kick drum pedal and a Janus hi-hat pedal, state of the art. I've also got a Meinl cowbell hooked onto my bass drum. And again, a variety of cymbals and number of drums I'm going to go over with you next. The other part that's convenient is to have a drumstick bag. I've got a drumstick bag hooked onto my hi-hat stand here. You can see that. All right, so I'm going to go around, maybe start with the drums. So the first 2 drums that are really the most critical and most important on a trap set is the snare drum. This is a DW snare drum. It actually is part maple wood as well as brass. And you see these metal parts here. This is brass, this is wood. gives it a hybrid sound. The next most important drum is the kick drum or the bass drum. You can see that down there. You use that drum with your foot pedal, of course. The snare drum has snares on it. See if I can get under there. You can see the snares on the bottom there. You can turn those off and have a tom sound, or you can turn it back on. You have your traditional snare sound, of course. Then you've got toms or tom-toms. These two toms are all different sizes. There are rack toms and there are floor toms. A rack toms are usually smaller and they are connected to a rack up here. They're usually up above your kick drum. And floor toms are on the floor. They have legs. You can see the legs. They're usually bigger. So the sizes of drums that I have right now, I have a 14-inch snare drum. I have a 12-inch tom, rack tom. I have a 14-inch rack tom. I have a 15-inch floor tom. And the big boy, an 18-inch floor tom. Okay? Gives you all different kinds of sounds. We've already played the snare. Okay? Got some good sounds there. You know what the kick drum sounds like. Then we got cymbals. So I've got a few different types of cymbals here, brands. These are Sabian cymbals here. This is a Sabian cymbal. There's a Zildjian cymbal. There's a Paiste cymbal. There's another Sabian, and there's another Paiste. So there's different kinds of companies, different kinds of brands. These are the hi-hat cymbals. There's a top cymbal and a bottom cymbal. You guys are familiar with that. I've got two crashes up here, right here and here. This is a studio crash. This is a dark crash. You can see the different sounds, hear the different sounds. All kinds of different crashes, all kinds of different sizes. These are called splashes. They give you that kind of trashy, crashy sound. Then you got your ride cymbal, major cymbal here. It also has a bell. You can play that bell. Then we got an effect cymbal here called a china. Okay, so those are the cymbals. Drum set works in concert with itself. It's a lot of moving parts, but when you put it all together, it's magic.